Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of Bitkom's Privacy Conference 2025. Yesterday, our discussions focused on national perspectives, with many insights into the future of supervision and data protection in Germany. Today, we broaden our horizons and take a look at the international stage. We will hear from regulators, policymakers, industry leaders from across Europe and beyond. The program covers many important topics. These include GDPR enforcement, the AI Act, global data flows, children's privacy, and the future of international cooperation. My name is Isabelle Stroot. I'm a policy officer for data privacy at Bitkom. And together with my colleague Elena, I am very happy to guide you through today's fully virtual program. A quick reminder, on the platform you can find the full agenda and also our speakers. You can connect directly with our speakers, schedule meetings, or join the conversation in the chat. We will be very happy to include your questions in our discussions. If you want to continue the discussion on social media, you can use our hashtag PCO25. We already want to say a big thank you to our conference partners this year. Without their support, the conference wouldn't be happening. A big thank you to Amazon, Data & More, EQS Group, Schwarz Digits, Google, and Meta. I am now delighted to hand over to Susanne Dehmel. Susanne Dehmel is Managing Director at Bitkom and will say a few official words to the start of the second day. Susanne, over to you.
Thank you, Isabelle. Good morning and a very warm welcome to the Bitkom Privacy Conference 2025, the second day today. And as I said already yesterday at the Futurium in Berlin, this is the 10th privacy conference that we are doing. And since the first one, and even since last year's event, the regulatory landscape has continued to evolve. Back in 2015, when we started, GDPR was still on its way under discussion, not yet finalized. This year, we are already discussing the first changes to it. New proposals, fresh debates, ongoing implementation challenges all remind us that data protection is not a static framework, but a constantly challenged and developing field that requires close attention from policymakers, regulators, businesses, and the society as a whole. As in previous years, we have surveyed German companies in a representative study about their state of data protection and their views on it. And I would like to share some of these findings that highlight how the challenges businesses face when implementing data protection rules grow. From the perspective of most companies, data protection is causing an ever-increasing burden for businesses in Germany. Currently, almost all companies, 97%, report a high level of effort required for data protection, up from 94% a year ago. At present, 44% of companies say they face a very high burden, while 53% report a rather high burden. The smaller the company, the greater the strain. 45% of businesses with 20 to 99 employees experience a very high burden, compared to 42% of those with 100 to 499 employees, and 38% among companies with more than 500 employees. These are the findings of a representative study surveying 603 companies with 20 or more employees across the industries in Germany. So I think this study shows very clearly that there is currently no sign of relief, as 16% of companies say the burden has increased significantly over the past year, and a further 53% say that it has somewhat increased. 30% report a constant level of effort, while no company reports a decrease. In other words, the trend is upwards only. So I think the findings show that we might not have reached a proper balance between protecting personal data, maintaining legal compliance, and also fostering innovation in the digital economy. Companies want a reform that brings more clarity, reduces bureaucracy, and makes the interpretation of data protection more practical. So we will address some of these concerns during the conference. For example, we will address the European Commission's Omnibus 4 package, which is a positive step for SMEs, but we will see that fostering innovation might also require further measures and to create a real relief for low-risk data processing activities. So beyond the Omnibus package, we will also look at other highly debated issues. The consistency and the coherence of regulation across the EU, as well as the role of European institutions, we think remains central. 7 years into GDPR practice, with numerous guidelines, European court decisions, and national enforcement experiences, the uniform application of the personal data of the GDPR regulation is still challenged. In this context, the role of European institutions, such as the European Data Protection Board, as well as the Parliament's role, will be discussed. The conversation will also touch on the importance of codes of conduct and how they can provide structured guidance to stakeholders. Further agenda item is, of course, data protection in the age of AI. There we will highlight major tech companies' strategic approaches to responsible AI, how they implement existing data protection commitments, and how they advance new European digital commitments. So we will address also the evolving topic of global data transfers, focusing on recent developments and regulatory changes, following last week's ruling by the General Court of the EU, confirming that the EU-US data privacy framework provides an adequate level of personal data protection. The discussion will explore the ruling's impact on international data transfers. So attendees will receive a comprehensive overview over the topic, including perspectives from supervisory authorities, global platforms, and other companies. We will also discuss children's privacy as a priority in today's program. How can children's rights be safeguarded in the age of AI? What challenges and priorities must regulation address? So insights from supervisory authorities on this topic will provide a clear view of the current situation. And another practical and forward-looking topic will be the policy recommendations for the adoption of privacy-enhancing technologies. PETs, as they are called, are increasingly viewed as a bridge between innovation and data protection. And today's panel will explore the benefits of PETs from both the regulatory and the industry perspective. The role of PETs in the EU data economy in the light of the Data Governance Act, the Data Act, the upcoming Data Union strategy, considering how the Commission could support or regulate these enabling technologies. So you can see that throughout the day we will examine many different issues from multiple perspectives in order to build a comprehensive picture of the situation we are in. And both the regulatory and the compliance spectrum will be explored. We are very happy to welcome on stage the EU Commissioner for Democracy, Justice, the Rule of Law and Consumer Protection, Michael McGrath, who will share his insights on current and future data protection regulation in the EU. Representatives from the European Commission and Parliament, as well as from international and European authorities, including Austria, Germany with supervisory authorities from Bavaria and Rhineland-Palatinate, Ireland and the UK, the European Data Protection Board and the European Data Protection Supervisor will contribute their views and priorities for the current legislative period. Finally, business representatives will also share their perspectives. High-level panels and keynotes will foster an open and productive exchange between European institutions and the private sector on the challenges, expectations, and regulatory conditions shaping data protection today. We are delighted to open today's conference by welcoming Mr. Michael McGrath. Mr. McGrath, we are honored to have you with us and look very much forward to your inspiring remarks. So the floor is yours.